It
What's
is
up?
November 1st.
It is All Hallows Post Eve.
All Hallows Post Eve. What did you do for your
Or no,
All
wait,
Hallow?
Is All Hallows Eve the day before Halloween or the
You
day of
know, I
Halloween?
really couldn't care. I'm just,
You really couldn't.
I couldn't.
All
You
right. Well,
couldn't
now I'm
pay me.
curious. I got this fabulous computer in front of me. Let me do some googling. All Hallows Eve is on, also known as Halloween. Okay, makes sense.
I was about to be like, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
We'll
But,
call this Post Hallows Eve.
Also, we're in a cave and there's a waterfall here. How does that work?
It's a,
Ah!
hey, there's waterfalls underground.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. I mean, there's underground rivers. I know that much for certain.
Yeah, I've seen underground rivers. I haven't seen underground waterfall besides like photos and videos, but
I feel
they
like I
exist.
probably should have been Peach for this level.
Speaking of Luigi, have you had your eyes on the new Luigi's Mansion?
I have. I was thinking I was probably gonna try to nab it this weekend.
Nice. Yeah, I want to get because I don't have a Switch or anything, so I'm out of the loop on that. But I wanted to
Yeah.
see what you were thinking of it.
I mean, yeah, I'm certain it may be good. I am, however, gonna try to do this as Peach because I think that that's probably for the best.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking I should probably do that because it would be timely and relevant to actually play that game this weekend at some point. Ack, bombs. But I guess we'll see what happens. So
I'm still getting the caffeine running through me. It's 7:30 here. I've been awake since like 5 o'clock.
yeah, you have been.
I feel like I should be properly alert by now, but maybe not.
Yeah, I woke up and you were messaging me, and I was like, what? I'm
Yeah.
like, it's 8 a.m. where I am. Where is it your way?
I don't know. It's like it's one of those nights I had like this very weird, vivid dream that I now can't remember, and then I woke up at 5 and I was like, huh, just don't feel like going back to sleep
That
now. So,
mushroom, like, above me. That could really help out.
how would you get to it?
I would have to
You have to go
find
from
a way.
above or something? Ah, tricky. No, I spent the morning, like I was telling you when I first was messaging you this morning. I'm trying to get some work together for the new What's Missing stuff coming out.
Yeah,
the
so
next few months.
tell me about that and the new What's Missing stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, well, first of all, I guess I'm like a manager. I won't say I'm a manager, but
What the?
I'm still involved in a background role, which is nice to me. Like I miss playing music, but it's cool to still be involved. And I think now it's finally at the point where the record is there's enough songs that are recorded and just need like the post work done to them.
Yeah,
And
I
they'll be
mean,
ready to go.
the rough mixes I heard were pretty decent. I mean, they were all instrumental, but I mean, I was really impressed with the mixing on Root. When that came out
great.
a couple weeks ago, I was like, ooh, that sounds juicy.
What I was doing this morning was trying to get some stuff together to get the music videos prepared because I think we're gonna do a December release on those. We're gonna do a single this month now that it's November, and then dual singles in December. I think it's the plan right now, and then sometime in the later winter, we'll do an announcement single and for the record, and then do the record before spring. So.
And then,
That's the plan. We'll see if it works out, but that's how it's going right now.
yes. And you were collecting footage for a video.
Well, trying to. I was doing some research, like trying to use. I was looking at like Shutterstock and all that stuff, like you were mentioning, but it's just so expensive to get those elements.
Yeah, I'm like trying to remember
I mean,
how
one
I paid for
one
it.
clip was like $150. I found services where we can get what we need for much less. I just got to figure out if it's in the band fund to pay for it in the first place.
Yeah.
So we'll
Because
see.
I know the first gaming weekend video has stock footage in it that I paid for. Because I did a joke where I don't even remember what it was. It was something about 9 out of 10 doctors recommend something. And I thought it was really... I just had like stock footage of a doctor like recommending whatever it was I was saying.
Oh.
But like, I really don't even remember the joke now, because it was like a
Yeah.
year ago. I'd have to like rewatch
Yeah, I think we
the
found.
video.
I think what we found was like around. It's like it's a service. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it was like around like $40 a month. But you know, we just get like the 1 month subscription and just start downloading like crazy what we need.
Mm.
But they're all like 4K, high quality files, which I'm like down with. So.
I mean,
But
like,
we also got to come up with the video concept too, because it's not going to be. I mean, we don't have the resources to do like go out and film something.
yeah,
Especially because
yeah,
the lineup just finally got stabilized with people. So
yeah, I know, and it would be so difficult to find a you know, like a crew of people who would be able to have equipment to film a video. I mean, it would be so tricky to do that. Like, who could you even ask to be like,
I don't know.
hey, you want to help with this video? Please give me that heart.
yeah, who knows?
Like, it just
I always run that by Zan, like, hey, like, you know, like if you ever need somebody to do video, like Whitmer's available practically 24/7.
yeah, really, I'm not.
And you have a better camera than I do, so
Yeah, I mean, I've like upgraded my equipment.
yeah. So I mean, you can shoot some nice looking stuff. Wait, does your camera shoot 4K?
I don't know if it does. I've never gone that direction.
Mm-hmm.
It could, maybe, but that would have to be...
Which model? Do you have the T5i or the T6i?
Let me check. I am running on a Rebel T6.
T6. Oh, all right. Let me see your specs here.
I mean, it definitely does 1080.
I would hope so.
The past videos I've been filming with it have been to give it that nice film look. I've been filming it in 1080 at 24.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the same specs. I think yours has a better processor than mine does. So
maybe.
I just hacked mine recently. My camera's old enough. I've had it for, I bought it like 5 years ago now.
How do you hack a camera?
There is software for it. It's not. I wouldn't say it's hacking it. It's kind of what's the alternative firmware?
Well, I was just like, yeah, I jailbroke my DSLR. Like, what?
Well, it doesn't do too much more. The software called Magic.
Now I can play Tetris on it.
Actually, I think there's a game on it. I forget which one it is.
Now it's a graphing calculator.
No, it's called Magic Lantern. It just kind of like pushes the features a bit more, so I can do like audio monitoring a bit better. I think the image processing is just slightly different. Some about color depth. I forget what it is. It's minute details, but you know, you get a little more out of what I paid for, which is nice. That's why I can afford to get the nice, $2,000 setup I'm looking at.
I mean,
which will be who knows when.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's the thing. I wanted to get more like, I wanted to get a different kind of DSLR, and the one I was looking for was like in the 3000s, and I was like, ha 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 ha. Well, no.
Yep.
That's more
There's a
money than I even own. So.
There's a really nice camera store in downtown Seattle that if I'm up that way, I'll check it out usually just for something to do. And it's fancy. It's got 2 floors. If you want to know how fancy it is.
Oh, well, I mean...
Yeah. But
yeah, like you've got that special, I'm in an actual big city vibe going for you. There's no, like, 2-story stores here.
No. Of any kind. Oh. No, I guess I was thinking maybe the Macy's at the mall, but I think it's only 1 story.
That mall doesn't even have 2 stories. What are you talking about?
Does it not?
No.
I think every single Macy's around here is at least 3 stories. So
yeah, because it's Seattle,
the big city. That's just Tacoma. I don't know about the big city.
I don't know about the big cities.
Big city. But yeah, no, there's this cool camera store up there, and I'm always like dropping in when I have time and just looking at their cameras because they have a lot more. Like I'm used to like going to Best Buy in Morgantown. And they have like Nikon and Canon and like a couple other ones maybe. But the store stocks them all. Like they got Fujifilm, Olympus, like all these other camera companies I've never heard of. I think they got some Leica cameras, and it's all over the place. But I got my eye on this Fujifilm camera. I think I'm gonna convert to Fujifilm when I'm done.
Hey, whatever works.
Done with this camera. It is a very, very nice camera for the price.
Okay, am I really just stuck here? Okay.
Just keep getting bombarded.
Yeah, I know. They keep sending me these bombs like all over the place. My worry is that I'll have to get down there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see. Maybe I'm really in the market for. Yeah, knew it. Knew that freaking mushroom was gonna be down there. Oh well. Them's the breaks. I just was like, yeah, and that will be right where I can't get it unless I was better at this game, which I am not. I will admit to not being good at this game.
I mean, you could back up, couldn't you?
Yeah, but like, I want to also make progress. And if I keep rewinding every single time anything happens, then we're not going to get anywhere. Why did I do the same thing twice?
So, okay, long story short, the Walmart near my house, back in their like electronics section, they just have these arcade games set up.
Yeah.
Like, you can buy your own. I forget what the brand name is, but you can buy these arcade setups, and one of them has TMNT, like a couple versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it, like the OG games. And
Yes,
they just have it set up there. You can play around on it.
Game's slowing down like crazy, by the way. Did you see
Is it?
that?
I know it's lagging. You know, it's lagging on my end, but I thought that was maybe just.
No, that was the actual
feed.
game. There were so many Shy Guys in one place that the game like started to really lose itself. Okay.
How did? I wonder how it loses processing power on an 8-bit game, especially with modern technology.
Easy, because the game itself is the game. I mean, the thing is that with ROMs, unless you're like literally building it from a newer engine, these emulators are essentially just like taking the same drivers as the original NES and then like replicating the ROM files from them. So the processing power, even though we're on a Switch, is still like running off of drivers from the mid-'80s. Also, I would like it very much if these Shy Guys would stop coming out.
No, it's like it's just constant.
How
do you work around that?
Insane.
That's a problem for you and not a problem for me, the observer. So have fun.
Thank you so much for your support. Like, well, guess you better figure that shit out, man.
Commentary and brutal support.
So, what did you do for your Halloween?
What did I do for my Halloween? See, yesterday I just spent all day working, just because it's been a bit of a slow season, and I wanted to make some extra bank, so I did that. But nothing much really. Our Halloween was on Thursday. We went out to one of the local universities, and there was like this event, like this biology fun fair thing going on, and my girlfriend wanted to check it out, so we went and checked that out, and basically that was it. Just walked around this college campus, which I found has their own radio station, which looks cool as hell.
You gonna apply?
It's like U92. I was looking at their website, like see if they take public volunteers, you know, if it's student only. Because some schools around here you can just like waltz in and volunteer if you want to.
Yeah,
but
I know. Like the one we worked at.
But I couldn't find any. I couldn't find a website for them. Like all the links just went dead. So, but they're very active, and their call sign is KUPS, which I find fun. Just Cups FM.
Hey man, gotta stack those cups.
That one, there's another college station around here with the call letters K.A.O.S, which is also just very fun.
Yeah, because it's chaos.
Exactly.
That one I feel is actually more standard. I've heard of people having like radio chaos before. Oh, do I need to?
Might be.
Do I need to get on this magic carpet ride? Okay.
In the college radio realm, I think K.A.O.S might be more popular because it's the Evergreen State College station, which is
Yeah,
one of the
I was gonna say,
bigger.
like, I'm pretty sure I've heard of Radio K.A.O.S before.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger. Oh, it's not a university, but it's a pretty popular college. Oh, okay. Now I'm looking them up because I'm curious. They broadcast. Oh my god. Okay, so they have we had an FM signal, right?
Yeah.
They got an FM and the HD signal.
Ooh.
Rich.
What were
rich
we running
kids.
off of beforehand?
I think ours is a tower that somebody else used to own, and then we rented space on it. Actually, I don't know. I never thought about that. If our radio tower was part of something else, like if we were just like leasing space off of this tower, if it was like exclusively our tower. I
don't
felt
know.
like it had to be a shared tower.
I mean, the person who used to tell me about our tower said that it was ours, I think.
Interesting.
But, you know,
I bet
I took what he used to say with a grain of salt. So
I could see it being our tower. Maybe the university owns the tower, but they probably lease it to like public broadcasting and like emergency services because that's a whole network.
yeah,
And there's just probably a bunch of different transmitters on that tower.
probs.
We're just at the very bottom of it. It's like, yeah, like we'll give you a space, but like, you know, we'll stick you on the bottom. We don't want to give you the height to give
Well,
you a
and
broader
like
range.
we used to always have problems with it anytime it like rained, too.
Oh yeah,
Like it was always
shut
like
down.
it was like it would keep getting shut down. Like anytime like the weather was a bit cold or a bit rainy or whatever, or even like
Those
a bit
phone
sunny.
calls.
If it was too warm, then we had problems too.
Oh yeah, the tube, whatever. Yeah, there was so many issues, and it was always fun to get those phone calls like, "Hey, they're right there," and I'm like, "No, it's just like we have a bad, you know, whatever going on at the transmitter. Just listen to the internet stream.
I don't have the internet.
You can, well, then you're not getting your 10 minutes, you know."
The government
sound.
ain't spying on my do's and don'ts.
I'm sorry you can't get your mid-morning death heaven, but
I am a man of the soil. I want my death grips.
oh man, what was the wildest phone call you ever got from a listener there?
The wildest phone call I ever got from a listener was during my first shift. I'm sorry. Before I continue on with this story, I need to address the actual giant. So there's this giant enemy crab, and you attack its weak point for massive damage. That is literally this boss battle. Is a giant enemy crab whose weak point you attack for massive damage. Oh my god. Oh my god, Nintendo was in on the memes before they even existed. Holy cow. I cannot believe it. This boss is literally a giant enemy crab. Ah. I'm having trouble attacking its weak point. This is why it's like some of the things in this game are like, okay, but like what? And this is definitely one of them. Ah! Was not expecting him to charge. And yet there he is going. His chargings and goings. Nope. Alright, so story time. I was gonna tell you about the craziest call I ever got at the station. So it was like 2 in the morning. This is when, for those of you who don't know, we kind of had a bit of a hazing process at U92 where all the rookies got the graveyard shifts. And
I like how you considered that part the hazing.
would you not say it was part of the hazing?
I would say the parties were part of the hazing.
No, the parties parties were part of the hedonism. The parties were part of
not hazing. I guess the most brutal punishment I took at U92 was working that midnight shift.
I mean, like, if we're talking brutal...
Otherwise, the parties were just everybody drinking too much.
I mean, if we're talking about brutal punches, the most brutal punch I got was when I went to one U92 party and there was a boxing ring in the basement and I nearly got killed by the music director who was too drunk to be considered.
Did I miss that one?
Oh, you were gone by then. You were out.
Well, I left or like I was out?
No, you weren't working there. at that point.
Oh, okay. It's like I don't remember a boxing ring. Like, where the hell was I?
No, this was at a house in like eastern, like on the borderline between South Park and First Ward.
Okay.
And yeah, like someone had set up like a boxing ring in their basement, and
Oh my god.
the music director at the time was very, very drunk and was trying to provoke me into joining him in boxing.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I remember seeing a victory.
And
I
I
remember. It's going back now.
I almost probably died there. Because I think he was sauced enough that he was probably going to actually try to kill me.
Was it like open fist boxing? Like you didn't have gloves?
Oh, we had gloves.
Oh.
But he just like was going at it, and I just would not stop coming. I just wouldn't sit down.
It was probably a fun fight because like nobody was professional and everyone's like just trying to figure out how to swing. So it was probably fun to watch.
People were like losing it. What was crazy is that I was like clearly like not doing well, and I kept going for it. And they were like, "Whitmer, stop! We want you to live."
It's the raw adrenaline.
I know it was, and then I spent the next
the monkey brain taking over.
It was, and then like the next 20 minutes, I ended up having to spend on the couch just like recovering. Like I by that point I was already like, yeah, I'm going home, but then I had to like take a breather before I could even like try to approach my car, because I was just like, no, this ain't happening.
Oh man, that's wild.
Hey, look, I got a pumpkin. Happy Halloween, Pokey. Happy Halloween. Look at all the Pokies.
Maybe the game knows. The game knows what day it is.
No, it doesn't. Because I keep rewinding the clocks.
It currently thinks it's 1943.
The way we're going here, might think it's 1937. 1928. Okay, look. So anyway, did I ever actually say what the crazy experience was at U92 on phone calls?
Was it the boxing?
No, that was my biggest punch.
Now that I've not forgot my original question, so
yeah, the craziest
phone call.
All right, so if I'm remembering it correctly, it was during my first semester, and I was working there, and it was 2:30 in the morning, and the phone goes off, and someone calls in and goes, and I can tell that this is someone who's like by now completely drunk, passed out on the floor. Like no question about it, they're gone.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, do you have the request? Yeah, man, you gotta play. And I went, all right. And that's the craziest call I ever got. And then he never called back, and I continued playing my regular set, and I guess I have to assume he passed out and died, so.
Let's see, what's my weirdest story from phone calls U92? I think my call came at around 1:30 in the morning. It was like a Sunday night, Monday morning. It was around 1:30. And this guy calls in. I'm trying to remember the details of it. It was, he was trying to explain to me the need for like homemade like nuclear science, I guess. Like creating your own nuclear energy at home for sustainable living. And he was calling me and he was trying to like explain this, like he's very passionate about the subject. And basically the gist I got out of it was really nothing. I really learned nothing out of the conversation. This guy was really passionate about nuclear technology and how, you know, everybody should be making it at home. And
no.
I don't. I don't.
Everyone should be having their own.
Story?
Doc, you don't just go to the store and buy plutonium.
No, he was passionate about this topic, and I was just at a loss.
Everyone should be working with like potentially dangerous chemicals.
It's like it's one thing to like. I mean, sure, okay, sustainable technology. I'm sure everybody can be a fan of that, but why are you calling me, a college kid, at 1:30 in the morning on a radio station? You're not even publicly broadcasted. You're just calling me to tell me personally
Because
that
you
you want
are the
this
future,
technology.
young man. You're the future. You can change the world. You can.
I guess so. Or I wonder if maybe he thought I would like broadcast the call or like talk about it on the air, which I
Hey
probably could
man,
have.
I've
Not
got
like anybody listens.
put me on air. I got the exclamation of the century. People need to be working with more uranium.
One time, Zane and I and Molly were sitting in Studio D, and we were doing. No, this was our freshman year, 2013, and we were doing a demo version of an early song to submit for a Battle of the Bands competition.
What song was it?
And I'm trying to remember which one. It was never released, from what I remember.
Because I was gonna be like, if you recorded it, then maybe.
Somewhere like deep somewhere, I've got the file of the.
I got the
What happened
fingerprint
was
file.
we had the instrumental recording done, and we couldn't get a hold of the guy. It was like super last minute. We couldn't get a hold of the guy to get us the like an MP3 or something like that, so we could like do some like rough vocals over it, and mix it down and get it sent off for the Battle of the Bands. So what we ended up doing was approximating the key of the song, recording a scratch guitar, and then doing vocals over that, and it was just so bad. It was such a bad recording of the vocals. And
what surprises me more is you tell me you approximated the key. Were you like doing someone else's song, or like was it?
No, it was one of our songs. Actually,
so how did you not know what key you wrote it in?
We might have just been like, I mean, we were very very bad musicians at that time, and maybe we didn't approximate the key, or no, we did approximate the key. Maybe we didn't do the scratch guitar, but whatever happened, we ended up with I
have a theory.
An instrumental that was in one key and a vocal part that was in another key, and
that was not a good
absolutely
theory.
horrendous. I don't even remember what song it was. We had a song called Equilibrium that was never released. I don't even know if it was that one. It might have been.
Like I've heard Equilibrium like somewhere.
We used to play it live when I first joined the band again, and then there's an instrumental recording of it, but I don't think we ever cut vocals for it. I think we abandoned it and then started working on shortly thereafter.
Shortly thereafter, we started working on shortly thereafter.
And then we cut Equilibrium because at that point the song was like one of the first ones the band had ever written, and we was just like, I was fine with it because I mean I wasn't ever played with it, but everyone else like had played it too much and they were sick of it. So it's a good song, but it's lost. It's unfortunate.
I think maybe I have it on tape somewhere, you guys playing. Because I know the first thing I ever taped with you guys was like, I'm trying to remember, like there was a ton, like the first gig I ever taped with you guys, there were like tons of songs you played that like never came out again.
I have a recording of the, somewhere, I think it's on my flash drive, it's the release show for Under, in which they play. I know they played Equilibrium. This is when Zane was just a front man. He wasn't playing guitar at that time.
Yeah, I remember that era.
Yeah, this. Did you ever see them play at Main Street in Clarksburg when it was
No, I did not see him play that gig.
This was at Main Street. It was wild. I mean, it was a great show. It was like actually like a mosh pit and stuff. This is when shows were a little more like physically active.
That is one thing I will say. The thing I've noticed at going to Morgantown shows is that it's very much, we've gone back to the days of the intellectual listening.
Yeah.
People just sitting and like listening to the music, which is funny because like when the last I saw that was when prog bands were playing, and that is the kind of music you kind of want to just sit down and listen to. I don't know if I feel the same about What's Missing.
Yeah, it's
like you guys weren't crafting like multi-part symphonies.
No, we tried to find a balance, but it's a punk band at heart. It's kind of hard to break out of not wanting to play or like move around and have people move around.
Yeah, and it's like fascinating. Like, so I'll talk about this because I don't think it's it. But like, I'll talk to Zane, and he goes to shows, and he says to me, "Man, I feel like a scene is gone." Like, he's like, I feel like I was part of a club, and like now that club is gone, and I don't belong.
Yeah, it comes and goes in waves. So like I think the scene that we all came up in, and by we I mean like Zan and I, like that whole group of people from like 2012 through like 17 ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the 2012 2017. There's like that was like my idea of the scene, and like it was very very active. It kind of weaned off over the 2015. It kind of peaked, and there was like just like a lot of active bands and a lot of people doing stuff, and then it kind of slowed down after that. But now apparently, the more I like talk to people back home or back your way, and see what's going on with the scene, like it's picking back up, which I find interesting.
I mean, I think it is. There's been a couple of bands I've seen multiple times now that impress me.
Yeah.
If just for their existence alone, then like what they're actually doing musically.
Mm-hmm. Like the ones I know of off the top of my head that I keep hearing a lot about are I think like Tony from Bowling, Natural Rat.
Natural Rat I've seen quite a lot of.
Yeah. Golden Horseshoe doesn't seem like they're playing as much.
No, I don't know what happened with Golden Horseshoe.
Yeah, it's like it slowed down a bit.
But like Golden Horseshoe were fascinating to me. They always felt a bit like a vanity project more than a group to me.
Huh.
Okay, so there is a...
Well, I might have found the file. Let's find out.
I mean, they once asked me to film a video for them, and then they did it like during like my busy period, so that was unhelpful. And then I finally like put together a video that I thought would be decent, and they never put it out. So I was like, okay.
Oh man. Okay, this is actually a song that was written before Under. Now I'm almost listening to it. This was... I keep forgetting there are songs we wrote before Under even came out that were just lost to time. Whoa. We had one. There was this one which was called Someone Else.
As opposed to Someone New, which is the theme song
it eventually evolved into Someone New, but it's a completely different song. But then there's another one called Plastic Pillars that's just like, it's just gone. Like there's no trace to that in any other song, but like I don't even know if there's a recording of it. It's just like gone. But I still know it now that I think about it, because that riff was just like before there was What's Missing, there was a band called Playground Mentality, which I don't know how much you know about that band.
Nothing.
Zane's original band. And
he has never talked about it to me, and if he has, it's been in like, oh yeah, I was doing some gigs.
Yeah, that was like Playground Mentality was his high school band, and then like as soon as we all got to college, we started What's Missing. And yeah, wow, just so many songs. Okay, I'm gonna listen to the song real quick.
Well,
and
I will face off against this fire-breathing Hydra.
Yeah, have fun with that while I listen to these classic songs.
Yes, Zane's Aaron's gonna take a trip down memory lane while I battle this thing. Okay, that's done with. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe, yep, we are about to enter the final world of this game.
Oh, you know what? I see a wiki page on the on my feed now.
Oh shoot! Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
I realized I
was
watching a Twitch stream again. Forgot to watch the.
Hey, notify me when that happens next time.
Okay.
Because I completely forgot that was what I was supposed to be doing.
Oh man. Okay, now I can tell you the story of this recording. Now that I remember it.
All right.
So there was a guy in a band. Okay, so I'm trying to get the details straight. Like 2012, 2013, around then, there was a lot of like metal bands in the area. Like a lot of metal, I guess, like a lot of metalcore as like influence bands and hardcore bands. And there was a guy in Fairmont that Zane was good friends with from other projects, and we went and recorded in his bedroom. So we had a little studio set up in his bedroom, and we sat there for 4 or 5 hours. We programmed drums for this song, and Molly cut bass, and I played. Zane and I cut guitars, and then we had the instrumental and stuff done in like an evening. And Then we did the vocals for this in Studio D.
So I just gotta stand here and chill. This
And I'm back on.
This is during the era. Oh, sorry. This is during the era of Nintendo games where things just got cryptic for the sake of being cryptic. Like, yeah, we'll just do this, because why not? So, this is the last level of the game. And I won't lie, I can't believe we've made it here.
Yeah.
Already.
Oh, it took us, what, 3 weeks?
Took us 3 weeks, but that's, I think, less than it took me to get through Mario 1. I think.
Oh.
I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain that, like, this took less time to get through. I know there are less levels in this game than there are in Mario 1. Because Mario 1 has 8 worlds and 4 levels in each one. And this one has 7 worlds and 3 levels in each, except for the 7th world, which only has 2. So it's a shorter game, definitely. But I still am relatively surprised that we've made it this far already.
Yeah. What's your game plan for next game?
Next game? Probably, and if you're into this, I'm gonna probably do Luigi's Mansion for the Friday thing. I figured because then that is another game that fills a slot, but then also like isn't part of the Mario Marathon, so then I can post it on Friday.
So you got any hot weekend plans then?
Well, in theory, I'm supposed to hang out with my step-siblings later today, but I have not heard from them at all since we originally said we were going to do something tonight. So I need to message them and be like, hey, is that actually happening or no?
Yeah.
And then beyond that, I'm going to try to go to Pittsburgh and see the new Taika Waititi movie.
Oh, okay.
Which actually, yeah, I can talk about. So my Halloween last night was interesting because where I live, we pretty much ended up having to push Halloween over to next to Saturday because it was like torrential downpour raining, like really bad, like harsh winds and everything.
Yeah.
And like the city didn't want kids out trick-or-treating or anything, so at least in my neighborhood, like, no trick-or-treating happened, and it was all like, well, we're just gonna wait till Saturday to do this.
Yeah.
So technically Halloween hasn't even happened yet for me, but and then in the midst of the torrential downpour and like harsh winds and everything, someone invites me to a thing that's happening downtown. And it was like, in half an hour, come downtown, and I was like, you can't give me that little warning and also in this kind of weather and expect me to show up. That just isn't in the cards.
I'm watching a video. See, I got my flash drive plugged in. I don't remember my flash drive. My hard drive plugged in with all my archival stuff on it. And I just found this recording of What's Missing at 123 from July 13th, 2016.
I wasn't there.
What's
or maybe I was. I don't know.
No, you were. I mean, you were there because you did the video.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you are the cameraman.
You found? Oh yeah, that's right. Because I sent it to you. That one I filmed on my iPhone, I think. It's either that or I had a like really horrible like my first camera, which was like awful 480 interlaced video.
Oh, this was the show where Zane was like sick. We opened up with Threadbare, then went to Monochrome, and he was like down a whole like octave.
I think too, like that formed the basis of what became the like unofficial official Monochrome video, wasn't it? That show?
Might have been, yeah.
Because then I took the footage from that and then combined it with a bunch of other footage and made that the video for Monochrome. And I made like 2 versions of it, one in black and white and one in color. And then
which one did we end up going with? The
black and white one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So now I gotta fight the board, even though it has been the door that I've been traveling through this entire time. Now it's the enemy somehow.
What, like when you kill it, does it just open its mouth and let you crawl in?
Yeah. That's not even like, yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. See?
Makes no logical. Just you know, we'll go with it.
What?
We'll
Tell
just
me what would go
walk
with
into
it.
the dead creature's mouth.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think we're gonna find here? Because this is, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the final boss of the game. We've now reached the final screen.
The princess is not in this castle. You must buy
No,
the
well,
next
the
game.
princess definitely is not in the castle because she's one of the playable characters. But what do you think is going to happen here? Hit
I
me
don't
with
know.
those. Hit me with
I
your
have no
thoughts.
idea, honestly. I would like the businessman in me says buy the next game to find out. And
Oh, wow, you're that kind of businessman? I'm ashamed
no,
of
I'm
you.
just saying. I'm trying to think of what Nintendo would do to push product. You know.
Let me tell you right now. So, Bowser is not in this game at all.
I figured that, but I was trying to figure out who would be in his place.
In his place
Jar Jar Binks.
is King Wart, the frog.
Oh, does he appear anywhere else in the Mario timeline?
No,
That's what I thought.
only appearance. And here is how you defeat him. If I could not get hit constantly by his spread of bullets. You must throw fruit into his throat. Or not that, like... So we talked before about, hey kids, eat your vegetables. And that is literally how you defeat Wart. Is that...
Make him eat his veggies.
You make him eat his vegetables. And then he chokes on him.
I thought it was gonna be like a single one too. It would have been really funny. The final boss, just like a one-hit kill.
Oh no, I think it takes a couple, but
Okay, what was year 2 in now? So let's see.
I know. Okay, no, don't do that. Like, grab this and no. The game is slowing down too. That's another thing. This game does have like slowdown, which makes it much trickier to do. Because it throws the physics mechanic all out of whack. I think he takes 5. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain it's like 5 hits. Ah, alright. We're at 4 hits now. Oh! I should have grabbed the pumpkin. Would have been seasonal. Oh, okay, we're at 5. Maybe it's more. I honestly do not remember how many hits he takes.
We'll find out eventually.
We're gonna make it. Oh, crap. I think that was it, too. Ah!
Ah!
Whatever, just... What the... Oh, please tell me, is this it? Yeah, it is. That's it. That's how you defeat him. You throw vegetables in his throat, and then he dies.
He just turns gray and disappears.
Yes, because he suffocates and dies. On-screen visible death. And we've saved whatever these things are.
That was the whole goal the entire time.
This is the plot line. That's a pretty even level thing. I played for everyone pretty level. I think that's great. Contributor, by the way, not the hero. Contributor. And then Ward is carried off, and they celebrated long.
Wait, what happened on the right side of the screen there? Did you see that?
They threw him in the trash.
So they threw him in the shredder?
They threw him in the trash, where he belongs.
In the furnace. Oh. Got an animation now. So this entire thing was a dream?
Yep. The great twist ending of all. The entirety of Super Mario Bros. 2, and it's weird as heck. Everything was all a dream. That Mario
I feel like
had.
this one
He just
scene
slept through it all.
I feel like this one scene just makes up for the fact that it's just an absolute, like, we wanted to throw as many game mechanics into this as possible. Let's just overload the player And then say it was all a dream, so we
And
can get away with it.
have practically nothing from the first game in it too. That's like ultra important. But that's it. That's Super Mario Bros. 2. From what you've seen of this,
Oh man.
what would you have to say from what I've shown you of this game?
I grew up playing my Mario game was Super Mario 6, and I with that.
I'm gonna assume you said Mario 64 because you cut out a lot.
Yeah, I'll say my first game was Super Mario 64, and I'm gonna with that one.
I still don't. You said
Is
Mario
it
64.
still cutting out?
You went. It's Mario 64, and I'm gonna with that one.
Well, I want to stick with it.
I was gonna be like, "What are you gonna do, Aaron?"
You'll never know.
It's just like that. Of all the times I could have cut to, it's like my game is Mario 64, and I'm with that one. It's like,
The suspense is killing me.
I was like, oh no, what's he gonna do? But that is the end of Mario 2.
All right, insert sound effects for applause here. Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, 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 clap. This is where I tell you that no. I love that clip. But oh man, well, I think that probably should be the wrap up of this stream.
Probably. It is almost 9 o'clock my time. It is time for me to go to work.
Is it almost 9 o'clock your time?
Yeah, 8:50.
Okay.
Which means it's got to be noon for you. It's lunchtime. Do you have Mod Pizza in Morgantown? I know you got Blaze, but do you have Mod?
There's so much there I had to unpack. So, first off, first off, I had to equate that, like, oh yes, it is like 9 because I thought you had to go earlier. But then, like, no. Then it was, do you have my pizza there? And I went, what? Do I have? Do I have your pizza? I don't know how to answer that, man.
No, did you catch what I said?
No, I said
no. I was asking
went,
if
it's like
had...
9. It's almost 9. A guy go, oh, do you have my pizza? And I went, what? Do I have your pizza? Like,
no, I was asking if you had Mod Pizza, like the restaurant.
Mod Pizza?
MOD. Yeah, is that a thing out there? I know you have Blaze.
No, it's not. I was about to say, like, do you have my pizza? And I was like,
do you? I mean, do you?
No. I don't know where I would be storing it.
Now I'm feeling. Oh, you know, you probably don't have one out there because it's a Seattle chain. So.
Well, Mr. Sherlock Holmes investigator, does the Seattle chain of pizza joints exist in the East, in Appalachia, or Appalachia to all those who don't live here? Does it exist? I'm gonna have to take a hard no on that one. I'm gonna have to say I don't think it does.
Well, either way, I feel like I'm gonna get some pizza soon.
He's gonna get his pizza.
I mean, you've been to Lots. It's basically the same thing as Lots.
Lots of matzo lost me, man, when they stopped making pizza with white sauce. I went in one day, they were like, yeah, we don't have Alfredo sauce anymore. I went, well, you've lost me, bye.
We're going to Blaze.
Oh man, I've never been to Blaze.
I don't even know. I knew it's like over there in that new area with the baseball stadium and stuff, but I've not been to it. Partially because I'm 3,000 miles away, but partially because it opened up after I left.
Partially because I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
But also because I just didn't have the time.